Pouring your drink slowly enables you to concentrate on developing patterns on top of your coffee. This gives us more control because it gives us more time before we fill up the cup. For drinks such as hot chocolates and chai lattes that have no impact on their presentation as we pour, why pour them slowly? Try the fast pour method instead. Simply pour with the fastest speed that you can manage without causing any splashing or ruining the texture of the froth on top of the drink. You can reduce the amount of splashing by angling the cup towards the jug as you pour. This decreases the amount of distance that the liquid has to fall, which means that there's less chance of splashing occurring. You need to begin with a small rate of flow, as there is no liquid in the bottom of the cup to start off with. It doesn't take much liquid to splash back up. So we start with a small rate of flow and we increase that a lot during this process. If we have the exact right amount of milk that we've steamed up, then we can dump the whole jug into the cup at this point, and we're not going to overfill the drink. However, if we steam up a safety margin of hot milk, then we're going to have to slow down our rate of pour as we get close to the top. Otherwise, we're going to accidentally overfill our drink and cause it to spill over the sides. Takeaway coffees are also perfect candidates for this fast pour method, because when we finish pouring a takeaway coffee, we put a lid on top. We have no need to have a perfectly symmetrical pattern on top of these drinks. If we can maintain a smooth appearance with the crema layer resting on top, then we should pour quickly. This technique is very important to me. I specialize as a high volume takeaway barista. There are times when shaving off a few seconds off my pouring time can be the difference between getting an extra customer out of the door to make more space in my shop for new customers that are walking past. High stress environments are perfect for creating new techniques and strategies. When you constantly have lots of pressure on you like I did, that made me constantly look for new ways to make things faster with a higher level of efficiency and maintain or improve my quality. My number one golden rule when incorporating these new techniques and strategies into my workflow is that the coffees made with these new techniques have to have, at minimum, the same level of quality as what I was making them before these techniques. This is what happens when we pour our cappuccino too quickly. We can get the initial splash of when the milk hits the espresso, which can fling espresso droplets onto the bench and on the sides of the cup. You can get large bubbles on the top from this disturbance. You can remove the entire crema layer if you pour fast enough, because the foam rolls over the top of the crema. These effects are all undesirable from pouring too quickly. If your milk has an even lower froth content, such as the case of making a flat white, then this effect is even worse. There's less froth in the milk, and froth tends to act as a bit of a shock absorber. With a cappuccino, you can pour faster, and that froth acts to hold in a bit more of that force that you're pouring into the cup. However, with the flat white having only a small amount of froth on top, that's a small level of shock absorption from increased pour. So if you increase your pour too quickly for a flat white, you're going to cause areas on top of your drink as you're pouring that are completely free of froth and free of crema. You're going to see pure liquid. It's forced the froth layer and the crema layer apart. This is going to ruin the texture on top of our drinks. Therefore, flat whites have a slower maximum rate of pour than the latte or the cappuccino. When you are dealing with the cappuccino, the latte, and the flat white, we need to take into account different pouring rates for these different drinks. We don't want any splashing, and we also don't want to disrupt the crema layer on top. Ideally, we want to pour at the maximum rate where the froth goes down into the drink and spreads underneath the crema layer. We don't want to have the situation where we pour too quickly and the froth goes over. It rolls over the surface of the crema. Here is an example of the froth rolling straight over the surface of the crema. Here is another example where the froth sinks underneath the crema layer and it spreads underneath, preserving that brown crema layer with a good texture on top of the drink. Here is yet another example of a flat white with an optimal rate of pour. You've now seen some examples of where this fast pour works very well, and you've also seen some examples where it fails. Now it is time to quantify this. I'm going to be pouring a few different examples and I'm going to be timing them, going to be getting the optimal rate of pour, the fastest that I can pour without ruining the texture or causing any splashes, getting rid of the crema. We're going to find the optimal rate of pour and see how much time that saves compared to a more relaxed rate of pour. Here is the chai latte and the hot chocolate. There is really no reason to pour these drinks slowly. As we pour, there is no crema. We're not trying to preserve anything but the texture of the milk, providing that as we pour, we're not disrupting the froth layer on top, we're not generating any large bubbles, then we should be pouring very quickly. I've demonstrated some significant time savings in this video so far. This is from just applying some knowledge. Knowledge plus practice equals skill development. Greater skills equals greater income. If you want more knowledge, check out the link in the description. I offer a full training course designed to give you my 15 years of experience as a barista. Learn from me to take the shortcuts and become an advanced barista in the shortest period of time. Here I casually take advantage of pouring a hot chocolate with a fast rate of pour in one hand, while just casually pouring a cappuccino with a slower rate of pour, meaning that I can focus entirely on creating a pattern on top of this cappuccino. Having skill means that you have options. You can be flexible and adaptable to a wider range of situations. Just because you can pour quickly doesn't mean that you should pour quickly in every situation. You have the option to use your professional judgment to choose a range of solutions to a problem. For instance, when the business gets pretty quiet and I only have a couple of customers to make coffees for, I can slow down slightly for my customers. If I make these coffees too quickly for them, they may suspect that I don't want to talk to them. That's why I'm making their coffee quickly, to get them out the door quickly. I wish to continue to provide you guys with good, high quality videos. If any of this content resonates with you and you want to learn more, click on the link in the description again. I'm going to put a video up on screen now where I show you how to consistently generate the highest quality silky milk. If you enjoyed, remember to subscribe as that helps out my channel a lot. See you in the next video.